All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. You guys are hitting the old, yes, you can record me again. So let's get back at it. Of course, I can't minimize. I've got to share screen and I am recording. Yes, perfect. All these things. All right. So let's start here. First off, I think I mentioned if you didn't do it, grab Angry Birds. Yes. And that was right here in our, where are they? That's Stitches. It was here. Sorry. So to draw from, yeah, you have a copy of this already, but let's begin right here. Okay. So we're going to download them again if you'd like. Can't hurt to have another file of it. You guys should have that in week, like a few classes ago, where we brought this into a file, and you can use that if you wish. I'm just kind of starting for anyone who maybe just starting on this without doing maybe the last exercise, which is possible. Yeah. I see many of us have got in our Angry Bird, which is fantastic. And so just keep in mind, I know it's a day late. Don't just not hand it in. Like, keep going at it. Okay. Take a 20% hit, but that's, those are percentages we didn't have yesterday. And I know I talk about that every time we're together, but maybe not every time. Okay. So we got our birds. We got maybe this as per last video. If you didn't, go ahead. Let's grab this source file. Yeah. And then we're going to go in and we're going to grab, now, do we need the template to duplicate? Maybe not. Maybe we'll just open it up and kind of keep it open. Okay. And we'll use that as our base. Sound good? So let's start. Oh, sorry. So I meant to go over this in the last video. Here's the one that I was working on. As mentioned, I did a punk, yeah? A little too much, maybe, right? It has some of the elements that are the same, but then you'll notice I kind of did a de-evolution on this. Okay, so I started with this as my sketch, and then I slowly started, notice how it's evolving from this, and then it's slowly starting, it's still not there, but check out the difference, right? Notice how this one and this one, and then I kind of got a medium one. This is so much closer now. It's kind of got, right? Now, I mean, it still maybe needs some tweaking, but it's so much closer to matching the family than this, right? I did put in some hair because I'm finding, and maybe I don't know. They all have these little tufts of hair, right? Some of them filled in, some of them not. Okay, so these are things we need to look at when we're doing our Angry Bird. Oh shit, I don't have a tail. That would help out, wouldn't it? So I missed one of the most important elements, and right now I'm going, yay! I can make it match a little closer. My tail would be harsh. I would say something like that, or something different, but maybe two of them, but hard lines, right? Like what we've got here, right? And maybe I'll even flip that and hey, check it out. Part of the mohawk as his tail. How neat's that, right? And then in this way, we're kind of utilizing, right? We're kind of utilizing the space, Shift M, right? And then what I can do is unite it, yeah? And then send it to back. And then I do a, what do we do here, right? Flip it. So we go P, pen, what? Oh, shoot, not that. There we go. Command or Shift X. We don't want to hit this question mark just yet. We're going to hit the X. There we go. And there you go, right? Now he's got, actually, it kind of looks like he's got a mullet going on. So now he's got, looks like, okay, sorry, I'm laughing at myself. But yeah, this looks like Tiger King. Oh my goodness, I so have to do a Tiger King now, Angry Bird. Oh my God, I'm excited. Okay, so, but now notice, okay, the tail maybe needs a bit of work. Sorry, I got way too excited. I just need to have a tiger in the bird. And then, but this is the idea, right? I did this because I had fun with it, right? And then I just needed to start getting it in line. And that was my challenge. My challenge was going way too more, right? And if you find it, just have your bird right beside the rest of them, right? And look at them and go, okay, tail. I had to fix the beak. The eyebrow, I went from kind of colored in and then not, because that really matches a little closer. It's strange though, some of them have elements that are different, aren't they? Like the eyelid and then the eyebrow. This is all black. This is not. So there are things that are different and varying, but the things that are consistent, and I say consistent, the look of these eyebrows, right? This guy doesn't even have an eyebrow. He still looks angry, again, given his frown. Um, I think the eyebrow is definitely helpful. Notice circles, right, in the eyeball and circles for the eyeballs. I didn't do that, and maybe something I should fix. Again, if I needed to refine this to match, right, I might make this a little bit more circular. Hey, and what a difference, right? So now I'm getting there. Now he's kind of matching a little closer. I still want him to be angry though, right? And it's really amazing, these little Angry Birds, how well they are like put together. Meaning, um, it's pretty difficult to make something look angry with literally no shapes. Well, like literally not a whole lot of detail. Like eyebrow, right? And then a frowny. So I guess, with the amount of shapes and stuff that they're using, what I'm getting at is you may have a difficult time trying to make them angry. Yeah. And I think even my frown has to be more of a frown, possibly, right? Keep in mind, these are two separate pieces, right? So I'm just utilizing this kind of as a sample for everyone to kind of clarify, and maybe when you're working through it, to kind of give these things some thought. And we can maybe, as mentioned, try something like this together with the sketch that I gave you, just barring time. Okay. So, and then remember for these, don't forget, just slightly round them off. Something like that doesn't work. Notice how it totally got rid of, right? I want to be really subtle with it and just very bare. Something like that's great. Okay. And even, I don't know, I may even get rid and do something like that. Okay. So I know it's harsh, kind of harsh line, but you know what? It's really, even though the rest of it is kind of roundy. And I got to do that because it's just like he needs a mullet. There we go. That's awesome. Okay. So sorry, I don't mean that's all. I mean awesomely awful. I don't, but it's just Tiger King. Awesome. Okay. So that being said, that's my process. Okay. You guys may have a different process, but I'm hoping just by going over that process with you, it gives you an idea as to how you can kind of, if you go too far with it, don't be afraid to add some things. If I am doing a punk, I don't mind. And I did have an eyebrow, one with an eyebrow ring, and if you want to add, I kind of like that one. This is if I'm doing a punk one, or right. And then I wanted to add in maybe a tattoo or an eyebrow ring or some, like, he's smoking. I don't know. Is that acceptable? Probably make it weed if you're going to do it, because that seems to be more acceptable nowadays. Right. So does it go? That's the other thing though. Does it match? Like nothing else has that.
Mitch,
But
I'm curious. Just a quick question.
sure.
Are we allowed to have like small props with our Angry Bird, or no, it just has to be the bird itself? Or...
No, you're good, Justin. Yeah, have fun with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's one thing I wanted to mention. As you'll notice, everyone, I'm kind of adding some things in. The samples I showed you with Granny and all that stuff. This one obviously has a hand, right? If you guys want to take it further, I don't have a problem with that. What I'm getting at is if you're going to add stuff to it, try to keep even the props and stuff in line with the rest of it, okay? If that makes sense. Okay, so even this hand, I think needs, if I'm going to use a hand, just make sure it's really simple, that it matches, okay? And that, this is not matching, obviously. I would need to work on this. Yeah. Both in color, of course, and then also in, right. Um, but something like that's kind of fun, right? I would maybe dummy this hand down because I think it's a little too detailed to kind of match. But yeah, you can have fun with it. And as mentioned, I showed you the Granny one, and I showed you the Giles one, and I showed you the, what was the other one? The emo one, right? So those past samples, have a look. And then if you want to add I was thinking, because I was doing rock and roll, maybe doing like a broken guitar on the floor would be fun. I know it might not match 100% everyone, but I also want you to have fun with it and be creative with it. And I'm going to mark that accordingly to, right, how well was it, how well was that done up and drawn? Okay. That matters. So And again, I want you to have some fun with it. So if you're unsure, take a screenshot, send it to me, yeah? And just let me have a look at it. I'd love to see it, right? And then I can just maybe give you some gentle suggestions. Can't do obviously a whole like critique on it because I have to mark it obviously, but I can maybe give some friendly suggestions as to things that might need to be a little bit tweaked or maybe worked okay. So I hope that helped. Okay, so that is that. Now let's get into our template. Are we ready to rock and roll? Where are we at? Oh my goodness, 9:40, are you kidding? Okay, so let's start anew. All right, and maybe we've already started, and if not, no worries. Let's go back into our instructions. Just make sure we get the proper naming, and maybe we took the proper name already, but it's right here. And I believe it's your full name, right? Custom Angry Bird PDF. Perfect. Okay. So your full name underscore, and it's going to be a PDF this time, okay? That being said, we will start as an AI. It's nice to have two, have an AI even as you're working, and then a PDF as the send to client. I like to do that just to even separate the two. So I have one working, as we know, with our folders, and then the PDF sent to the client, okay? Not everyone knows that they can go into the PDF and utilize it as vector art because in essence, that is exactly what it is. But PDFs are good because only people who really know what they're doing will know that that PDF is editable on a vector program. Sound good? So let's keep it so that only the pros know what's going on and our general customers are going to go, oh, I can't do anything. It's a PDF. You're like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can, but that's okay. We won't tell them. So letter size, okay? Landscape. One artboard. Do we need bleed? Not so much. Not in this one, but we'll add it in because it's great habit. Okay, it can't hurt anything. So advanced option, CMYK, always high and then default. So everyone's good with that. Make sure we're on inches. We've done this enough now. Okay, we're gonna create. All right, there's our template. Woohoo! So a few things we're gonna do. Okay, let's I want to show you a really neat trick, and I don't think we did this last time, but I want to go in and I want to create a box. And let's go in and create a rectangle if you could. So I'm going to go here with the rectangle tool. I want you to create a rectangle for me. All right. Now, with our width, we know that it's 11. So what I want you to do here is put in 10. Okay. So in order to get there, just go to the rectangle tool and then just click on the artboard anywhere. That'll bring up our rectangle settings, right? So we're gonna do a width of 10, and I wanna do a height of 7.5, okay? So you'll notice that it's exactly 1 inch shorter in height and 1 inch shorter in length. And there's a reason for this. So there we go, I just drew a rectangle, yeah? Cool. Now, let's start here. Sorry, I keep saying start here, start here, start here. Reset cab class, and let's get back to base. Okay, hit the F key. Let's go to full screen mode. Awesome. If you don't have a line down here, no worries. You can go up to window and go to align. Okay, and I'll just bring my align up here for a sec. Align to artboard. Okay, so let's do that. We've done that enough now. There we go. Align to artboard. Center, center. Nice. So check it out. Okay. What we've done is, hey, we've created our own matting, haven't we? Okay. So I put this at 1/2 inch around because I gave it a full inch, right? In theory, I could have even brought it in further, but this is a nice way to begin because this is going to just border everything in. You can, of course, Command R will bring up your rulers, as we know. Yeah. And I'm just going to anchor this to the side. Oh, maybe. Okay. Never mind. And then, right, you can, of course, do this and have your guides set up like that. I'm going to show you a little trick, though. Instead of doing this with your guides, see that? Ooh, yeah, and you're going to go and, yeah, all right, got my guides in. And this is amazing if you're doing guides for, right, elements that you want to do that invisible line to. Check this out, though. If you right-click, yeah, so try this with me. Select on the rectangle for a sec. Okay, I want you to right-click. Check this out. make guides. How neat. So what you've done, if you command semicolon up by your L key, right? Show and hide guides. So command semicolon. Woo. Those are now officially guides. Neat, eh? So now they're kind of like locked down. So you want to make sure you're centered. You can, of course, unlock guides and then have free reign, right? So that's your, what is it? Command shift semicolon is unlock guides. Okay. So you can try that one, right? And then, oh, I missed something. I always just typically go to guides and that one didn't work. Shift command, it's semicolon. Anyway. Oh, shift option semicolon. Sorry, everyone. Right? And then that will allow you, check it out. You can then move your guide around, right? So if you want to try that, command option semicolon, lock guide, command option semicolon, unlock guide. Neat, eh? Anyway, if you don't remember that, it's all good. You know your guides are here, right? Lock, unlock. But that command option semicolon can be helpful for sure. That being said, I'm going to build this because I have a template layer, but I'm not going to make it an actual template layer for this one. Because remember, we have a new document 5x5 for our bird we're sketching that we sketched. That's the one that we create the template file, draw, da 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 da. This is literally a template file for our submission, as you guys are aware and as we looked at together. Okay, so I'm going to leave that here on this layer. And let's call out layer 1 as our, what do I want to call this out as? Maybe details? Well, we said details before. We called this out as info. That's better. Info for template. Info for client. Hey, there you go. That's better. We always want to pose it in the form of a client. Yeah? It says Jeopardy. So, all right, we've got a guide. Again, it's currently unlocked. So command option, semicolon up by our L key. Good, locked in place. Good, so you can't touch it now. Woohoo. All right, now let's go. Now, locking a guide, of course, is different from locking an object. Locking an object, we do command 2. So try that with me. Draw a rectangle or any shape for that matter. Try then hit the L key. You can do a few circles, right? And if we don't use this key very much, try to get in the habit of doing this. Command 2. Awesome. Command option 2. Awesome. Right? So 1, command 2, lock. That will allow me to then just select those 2 objects. Yeah. If I need to say command option 2, unlock. Yeah. And I need to say lock just those 2, command 2. Awesome. So now I can do marquee select, knowing that those are fine and they're not going to get selected, right? Now we're not really locking it per se as the entire layer, but check out your sub layers, right? If we wanted to, of course, command option 2, notice how it unlocks right here. Neat, eh? So command, right? Command is arrow. I always go command, arrow, select, command 2. Notice how it will then select or lock up all of these sublayers. Command option 2, unlock. Yes. So really, really great short key. That locking is really handy. Okay. The only problem with that is if you go to move art and you forget to unlock all before, unlock all, or again, command option 2, that can get you when you're done drawing, say on your 5x5, and you go copy paste and you don't notice that you had like 4 elements that were locked in like the eyeball or something. I don't know why I always go to the eyeball, right? That can, where it can be dangerous. So just make sure that if you, because it doesn't show you that it's locked here, right? So even if I do a command 2, see this? I selected on all of these objects, right? Notice in the layer, it's still not showing me, even though all 3 of these objects are locked, including the guide. Notice how it's not showing me here. Because I didn't force lock it like so. I did a selection lock. So just keep those things in mind. That's all. So what I mean by that is typically I always like to go in and then object unlock all, or again, command option 2. Nice. Then copy paste over to one template or wherever you want to do with it. So there's a little selection lock, selection unlock, which is really handy as mentioned when we get into some more tutorials together. So what do we need to do? We need to make something that looks like a so, right? And maybe that was the instructions, the template's right here. So let's begin. We're going to use that 1/2 inch as a border, right? We're going to start project 2 designer client date proof. You ready? Let's start there. Yeah. So we'll get the template all set up. So project 2 designer client date proof. Man, it would have been nice if I made that text, right? Then we can just, anyway. So we can just lay down some copy here quick. Okay. I guess you could do it in text box, but for now, I'm just going to leave it. Okay. I'm going to justify it. Okay. Are we doing okay? We lost our artboards. Oh no. You may be in Command Y. Sorry, possibly. I'm not 100% sure, Beth. Sorry, you're gonna have to go back to that, okay? Or just follow along as best you can. So we've got that. We're gonna justify it. Remember, we have our justification. Nice, right? You guys are in type class. We did this together, and you guys had Mike for type 1. You guys have used a lot of justification, left, center, right. Yeah, we're gonna justify this to begin with. Okay, awesome. So we know, sorry, maybe we'll just have this, maybe we'll minimize this. Hey, there you go. Yay, cool. So I'll just bring this over here. I'll have that open to the left, right? Maybe bring that up there. That's all I need right now. Okay, so a little bit of finesse here. Maybe just have to try to, right, get that open, minimize, however you're doing it. Again, if you have me on a screen with you, this could be very challenging. Yeah, because you've got me, you got this, and you got this. Or maybe just follow along with me because I'm going to do it, right? I have my project in all caps. Why not? This is, again, hierarchy of type. Yay. I know. And check this out. Notice project 2 has a dash. The rest of them have, right? Colons. We need to be consistent. I messed up there. Yeah. So let's make sure we fix that. There we go. I did that on purpose. Custom Angry Bird, right? And I did this in upper lowercase. Now, when we hit return, you'll notice, don't put a space there, right? We don't want to space it. We want to have it hard against the right edge. Designer. Oh, right. Designer, all caps, your name. Okay. We then have a client, right? And then if you could put my name there, it would be great. And then date proof, right? And it is June 2020, right? I'm just going to give it the month in general. Obviously, if you're working with a client and you want to be more specific for variations or ranges, right, we probably put a day in there, right? And you may even do something like that, which is handy, right? Date proof. You could even do revision to June, right? You don't need to do this, but I'm just kind of, again, when you get out there, right, it's good to know, right? And then we do June 15th and give it an actual date, okay? For now, I'm not going to ask for that, but just keep that in mind. Kind of a little, it's nice to kind of keep track of these because if they all look the same, they're not going to look the same because you're making alterations, but you get the idea. So I'm just using a default font. Myriad's what it is, right? Now, let's go do Command U for a second. Now we know that Command U allows for smart guides. That being said, remember with type, it's only going to snap right to, and let me just go up here, sorry, to view, and then smart guides are on, but we want to go into snap to, where is it? Guides, right? Oh shoot, no, that's right. And mine doesn't want to snap to guide. Amazing. It's all good. So I'm going to use that as a guide here. I'm just going to manually do it. It should snap. Oh, it's kind of working. Okay. Now, just so I'm not right. So the smart guides, you'll notice I have my smart guides on and it's going all kind of whack on me here. Okay. So typically, and there's a snap to grid, show grid. No, I want to snap to guides. Okay. So maybe I'm missing something. It's all good. I'm going to just do this then. That's fine. Good. All right. So let's not expand it to outlines. No, we want to keep it as tight. Let's go in and I'm going to make this gray. Now, if we go here, sorry, and open up our color, there we go, right? Let's go in, swatches should be open. You can try this, right? Use your swatches this way. And remember, if you're finding that it's not changing, chances may be Command Y was hit, okay? So make sure that you can see it changing to color, right? Whatever color it may be. So I'm gonna go maybe, I like 40, maybe 50%, okay? Again, it's essential detail, but it's not to be like screaming at them, right? For things like this too, this kind of copy, I would bring it down as well, maybe 10. I think I left it at 12 up here on this one, you'll notice. No, I didn't, I brought it down, cool. So let's do a 10 would be great. I'm gonna do a simple line. So I'm gonna hit the P key, if you wanna hit P key for me, would be great. Okay, there we go, there's my smart guides. Apparently it doesn't wanna work with this copy, I don't know why. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, it usually does, that's fine, don't even care. So we can go here now with smart guides on, and we know, right, guide, extremely important, okay? Because that's going to allow me to draw a line, okay? Now you'll notice with that line, you may want to try this. Select on the copy now, Command 2, lock. Nice. This is where Command 2 is helpful because notice I'm trying to select on the flipping line, but it wants to select on the copy, right? And you might have a bit of a hard time with that. So I constantly use Command 2 over and over again because I just like to marquee select or right, especially if you can't see it. We could have, of course, went Command Y to get into it that way. But I just like marquee selected. And anyway, it's a good practice. Command 2, Command Shift 2. So there we go. We have the same gray fill because that's what we did here. I'm going to swap that. There we go. So now I've got a stroke with the same, it's only 50% gray. I could have done that manually, of course. It was pretty straightforward, 50%, right? I'm finding that 1-point stroke, again, is a little too much and dominant. Check out how nice and clean and thin this type is, but then this underline is like screaming. So let's just take that down. And maybe I'll go even, yeah, there we go. 0.05. That's nice, right? And you guys can play with this line, right? It may be good to align that up with the P and the D, okay? So maybe a guide there would be handy to create an invisible rectangle. We talk about those invisible lines, right? So I might go here, right? And notice again with this, because we're justified to the right, right? We have text that's kind of like, so I'm gonna pick the furthest point, which is my P, like so, okay? Awesome. And then what I can do here is if you hit Command, right, we can go in and we're just going to bump that over to snap to, and that should snap now to the guide. I know it's a little ridiculous. You're going, oh my goodness, seriously? It's like, yeah. But this invisible rectangle matters. Remember, we talked about those alignment, right? We've encased it now, right? And we're almost working not in quite rules of thirds, but we are working in sections there, okay? Anyway, moving on. What else we got? What else we got? Let's have a look. We got that done, yeah? Hey, we've got Angry Birds we need to bring in. So let's go ahead and do that. And so I guess without further ado, we should probably get organized too, right? So let's do this. Let's take a quick sidebar here and let's get our files, okay? And then we can, organize our stuff. Sorry, my desktop's a mess again. That's what happens. So vector, yeah? And right here. And summer and week 5. And I got a bunch of stuff going on here. I'm going to just call this out in week 5. You guys can also, actually, I always do this, don't I? I put it in there and then I go, oh, no. Well, this is a weekly in class though, but this is actually, sorry, this is actually your, right? This is your baby for your assignment. So let's go and do that. And I already had an Angry Bird 2 project 2 custom, right? You guys can create a new folder if you want, and I'll do that with you now. And I'll just call it out as project 2, right? Custom bird. Nice. Okay. Nice. So I created a new folder. I've got this one, obviously, is one as the ones I was working on. This is the one I previously had done. Yeah. So we're going to do that together, right? Create a new folder. And we're going to do supporting, right? Now, within that supporting folder, we have a few things that we can put in there, right? We've got our sketch. And this is yours though, right? So maybe we'll do one for the weekly and one for the one that we're actually working on, if that makes sense. So again, if we get back to this over here, then that will be more of a weekly that we put in the weekly content, but this is more of your, this is your major project, right? So we'll keep this kind of all organized. So we have supporting and then working, right? And then what do we do to client, right? As our final. Amazing. So our supporting, we've got that, okay? And really that's all we need for our supporting. You, of course, can put the instructions in here if you want, yeah? You can put the template also in here if you'd like to have it all organized and there for you. For now, I'm just working off online, but it's kind of nice to have everything in one spot, especially if your internet goes down, yeah? So good practice, yeah? Because nobody likes that. Maybe we'll do that. I'm going to save the template. I'm also going to go in, save the instructions. Yeah, this is just good practice, right? I typically, again, I think we rely too much on this stuff. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to download, right? So I grabbed the instructions, took a step back, and I downloaded the, right? And then all I'm going to do is put that in there. And then I'm going to put this in here. So now I've got my template, I've got my instructions, everything's here. We're ready to rock and roll. Yeah. So good stuff. And then we have to client and then working. So that being said, we're good. Is everyone okay with that? You've got basically what you need. You can shout out if you want. Birds, and this really is the only thing we need currently because this is what we're going to bring in. Yeah. Okay, cool. And you can find that again, even if you go back here, everybody, you should have it right here. Hey, check it out. Yeah. But it's good practice, right? Because we should have it in our Angry Bird that we just, same file. So there's no difference to it. Just thought I'd call it out, okay? Awesome. So I want to now bring that in. So if we go in and we grab our template, click and drag, yeah, you can do it that way. Let's have a look at our links first off, because that's part of the rubric. We don't want to lose 2 marks because we don't have it embedded. Now, again, I found that this didn't embed it, okay? Notice how I dragged and dropped it on. It embedded for me yesterday, last night when I did a version. So this is where I say it's temperamental, meaning don't assume that it's embedded. If I click and drag it onto the icon, like so, we did this on Thursday, you'll notice it does embed it. Interesting, right? So that being said, be very aware and very cautious of that because I don't want you to lose marks because you assume that it's already embedded, okay? Now, if we do this, if I go here and I delete this out of here, and I go here into the one that I dragged onto the icons, right? And I can do it again here, right? There we go, and it opens up. Now, if I do a Command C, right? Command V, you can in essence do it that way. That will apparently embed it. Again, regardless of how you do it, have that open, okay? And just make sure you can do a Command Shift P as well, remember, as your place or file place, okay? I typically just like to drag and drop it from here in, okay? But in this case, because we have a template started and we're building, I'm not gonna open up the image and use that as my template. That's silly, okay? We want to know what we're doing, name the file accordingly. There's a lot of things that have to happen before we start bringing in these things. So anyway, it's all good. I'm going to embed image. There we go. So I don't want to glaze over that. Just make sure you open up your links. Okay. You embed it because that's going to make up, as mentioned, a portion of your grade. For this one, I'm not going to go quite to the edge, right? I'm going to use the guide, but I'm not going to do this. And the reason being is optically, I just find that that's too close. No matter how we look at it, I think, right, they have an anchor and a base. I almost would see this, see the difference? I would use this line here and like our trim line as our like middle to kind of center it like so, yeah? And then maybe bring it down just ever so. Maybe I will line it up with their little tufts of hair with the guide, yeah, across the top. That actually works okay. All right, so that being said, let's do this. Select on the copy, and if you're like, dude, I can't select it, it's locked. Perfect. So go Command. See, I've been on my, what tool am I even on? I don't know. I'm on scissors for some reason. Amazing. I must have hit a short key. So whatever tool you're on, remember Command, right? We know that. We do that over and over again. So Command, I happen to be on, again, I forget where I'm on right now. I'm going to go here, utilize this line. Why not? Okay. And I'm going to grab the line and I'm going to move it over. Now I'm moving the line over. If I just place it over here, oopsie, right? You're going to find what happened. Why is we know because of layering, right? We know that the line is underneath these guys because we brought these dudes over after we drew the line. So let's try our arrange. Select on the image, Command Shift, hard bracket left, right? Now notice nothing happened. And you guys are like, dude, what's going on? Command Shift, I'm hitting Command Shift, hard bracket left. And the reason being is because of our layers, right? When we have layer 1, or when we brought over that, right? When did that layer 1 come to be anyway? Oh, it was when we copied and pasted the picture in. Sorry, that's what it was. I was like, that's interesting. Now it creates a new layer for you as you do it. Oh my God. Okay, it's all good. So maybe we didn't have a layer 1 because that's, again, new to me. I don't remember creating that layer. I'm going to call this out as birds regardless. Okay. Amazing. So, and maybe we'll call this out as bird image instead. Okay. Just because we're going to have our Angry Bird put here, right? I gave you this though. We should probably look at what I have for set up because the template was there and it was given to you, right? So let's just have a look and make sure that we do set it up according to the template. And what do we have here? What do we have? We've got layers, yeah? Project details, family image is what we did, didn't we? Oh, good job, Mitch. So nice and easy, right? Family image. And you guys are like, oh my, make us do this now. Couldn't have done that, right? Just takes a second. Family image, right? Project details. Perfect.
So is the family image probably be the birds and the details still be all the information?
You got it. And we're going to do that right now.
You have it the other way around up in the top right.
I do. Yep, I do. I'm about to correct that.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, a good practice of moving layers, right? This is where I was going with it. I did it on purpose, I promise. Command Option 2 for a second, everybody. So I'm going to select this, okay? All right. So this is our details, yeah? So let's practice moving from layer to layer. I'm going to grab a copy in this line, yeah? And notice it's again on family image. That's not working. Project details is what we want. So go here, click move up, yeah? Now notice my birds, oopsie, my birds are on the wrong layer. This is the family image. Welcome, family. There we go. Now notice, right? We still have a line. If you guys go Command Y, remember we dragged that line down, right? We had that line that we originally brought over, and that's what started this whole thing, right? So let's make sure, I know it's only a line. We can, of course, just copy it back over, but I just wanted to show you guys, right? you can do that. And now we're in line. Now we're ready to go. Okay. So we've got, check it out. If you want to open your links, everyone, make sure it's embedded first off. Good. Step one, check. Good. I can close that down for now. We've got project details. If you click on the project details eyeball, there we go. Hide and show. Good. Golden. Yeah. Now let's hide and show family image. Fantastic. Once we're good with the family image and you're happy with its placement, let's just lock that down. Okay. We don't need that. Again, it's maybe get in our way. I don't imagine it will, but hey, never hurts, right? Now with this, what I'm going to do is grab this line and I'm going to drag it over here. You'll notice by dragging the line, it should snap there to the left, to the guide. Nice. All right. Now white arrow. All right. Click. Good. Now I hit the white arrow. Yeah. So I'm going to force the white arrow on because you guys will find, and we went over this quite a bit, is if I was on my, say, circle tool and I hit command, black arrow comes up, right? It's so funny. They went from one that used to be this way and then they went back to only be, anyway. And now if you click on the white arrow and then back to, say, the circle, check it out, command. Cool. So the last arrow that you grab is the arrow that will come up with your command tool. Yeah, kind of neat. So I wanted to call that out. If you're finding that you're going, oh, dude, I'm hitting command, but my black arrow is coming on and I can't, right? Then no worries. You can do white arrow and you can, of course, keep it on white arrow. But I just wanted to point that out. So let's go here. Maybe I'll end it right at the shadow. Okay, looks good. Just a simple line. We're making a template. Yeah, so we've done this a few times before. We're going to go back and have a look, right? We've got a simple line, right? We're going to utilize the same length of line for the details below. And I'm going to hit option as I drag. Okay, so by holding option and dragging, now hold shift. Whoop. Nice. So we are officially creating a exact same line, duplicated and in line by holding shift as we drag. So the shift can be held at any time, right? So no worries there, but try that again with me. If you want to click, yeah. Option. I'm on my white arrow. That's kind of interesting, eh? It works with both the black or the white. The only thing is if you're using the white arrow, don't click on that and try to move it, right? Because that's the node. We want to use the whole line segment like so. And you'll notice by using the white arrow or the black arrow works the same, okay? I typically like my black arrow on when I do something like that just to be safe, but it's all good. It will work is what I'm getting at. Cool. So now we got a line, yeah? We know our Angry Bird has to go right here. And so maybe for now, I might just do something like this, yeah? You don't need to keep a circle in there, but I'd like to just do that to call it out, right? Oh, not ooped. Oops, oops. All right, put your Angry Bird here. Yeah. Golden. All right. We got that. And you can maybe leave that there the way it is. I have it on project details. Of course, we delete this, right? We bring it in. Don't need a circle for it. You can get rid of that when you bring in yours. But yay, what the heck? A nice little placer. And I call it out just with a square on this one, but it's all good. Again, don't need that. I'm just doing that for placing, okay? Or you can, of course, do FPO for placement only, right? For now, anyway, it's all good. So let's do this.
Sorry to interrupt. I just had a question. For inserting our custom Angry Bird, how would you suggest to do it? Would you suggest to like have it as a PNG or just like straight up copy the vector and paste it on?
Oh my goodness, don't give me an image.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike, that's a great call out. We'll do that once we get the template done. I'll just show you quickly. And it's just, yes, copy paste, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have our vector done, right? I understand. I think maybe the question would be, but you're gonna give your client vector done. But we're not, because remember, we'll make not a shitty JPEG. We'll make a JPEG of this proof board, right? And then send it from there. So because I need to market too, Mike. That's one of the reasons. I mean, at the end of the day, if you were to take a picture of yours, then bring it in. But I mean, why? We're already in Illustrator, and we maybe have the Angry Bird already open. So it's just copy paste in. You're golden. Okay. Sorry, Mike. Is there a reason why you might want to place a picture, or you just so I can understand?
I didn't really think it through before I asked.
Okay, cool. No, that's all. It's great. It's good question, and I get that every semester. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. That's all. Cool. So we'll go up here, everyone. We're gonna grab this copy. Yeah. So Command, click. Command Option, drag down. Nice. So what I'm doing here is, right, we just did exactly that. Click, Command Option, drag. Okay. So try it again. Click Option, drag down. Now I have a few things down here. I had fun with this because I thought, why not? We're doing this for a client. I know you're giving it to me, and even if you put in here, if you want to take us to the next level and go Google search who the art director is at Angry Birds Incorporated. I'm sure there's multiple, maybe North American Angry Birds art director. You can do that. Have fun with it. You can put in the Angry Bird art director. You might have to dig a little bit for this one, but I love that you have to dig for it, because this is kind of like job hunting, right? We're getting ready for an interview. I'm going to do up a custom Angry Bird for them, so that when I go and walk in the door, they haven't asked for it, but I'm going to go, check it out. Look what I did. And they're going to go, oh my God, I love your Angry Bird. And you're going to go, yeah, that's right. And then you get the job, right? Anyway, if you want to do that, you can. You don't need to put my name in there. I don't care. That's kind of an optional, but please do client somebody. Okay. And don't, Nana, maybe, I don't know. Is Nana your client? Angry Bird, but check it out. What I did here was I want you to give me a bio on it. Okay. I want you to give me its name. Okay. I want you to have fun with the name. Go with the colors, maybe. Go with your theme. Do you have a theme? Maybe not. Maybe he's just Purple Von Purple, or Violet Von Purple is what I call mine out, right? You'll notice my likes, hurting feelings and long walks on the beach. And then my dislikes, happiness and all things purple. Oh, the poor thing is self-hating. That's not nice. So have fun with it though, yeah? So fill that in. See if you can't give me a little synopsis on your little creature. Remember, everything we do, right, has a point, and I want you to tell a story with it. That's branding 101. We want to tell a story with the things we do. Yes? Because the better we can tell the story, the better we can sell it, and the better we can make money at it. So additional info. And this is where, if you feel like you wanted to go deeper into its backstory, and call out, its nemesis, and then maybe that it was spawned by, Merlin the magician, because I'm doing a magical, fantastical Angry Bird, right? He's got his own little staff and looks like, Lord of the Rings styles. But anyway, so I talked about copyright too the other day. It's interesting. I talk about copyright and don't do Star Wars or Disney, but we're in essence already copying something, right? So we're already in copyright law here. But I mean, if we are doing it for Angry Bird, we need, of course, anyway, I'm not going to get into copyright again. Just, have fun with it. I would say if you're going to do a wizard, an Angry Bird wizard, that's kind of fun. Try not to make them look like Gandalf too much, right? I mean, a wizard's a wizard's a wizard. A lot of them look the same, right? And now that it's a bird, you can make him pretty generic wizard. But maybe you talk about his backstory. I don't know. Have fun with it. Anyway, so that's that. What am I getting at? Well, we need to just get that information in. So here we're going to left justify it, okay? And we're going to go here. And let's just bump that up here again. There we go. Beautiful. And we have a few added things to do here. And we've got custom Angry Bird is obviously the project, right? So I'm just going to give it that same title. We have quick bio. Okay, so this is, you guys will fill this in, of course, right? So quick bio. Now for quick bio, now this, I'm kind of wondering, we have name, likes, dislikes. Maybe quick bio, because I didn't fill it in. Good job, Mitch. I'm just now second guessing this. I'm wondering if this is almost more of our quick bio up here, isn't it? So let's do this. No worries. I'll update the instructions for you all. So I apologize because I'm kind of like, what were we going to do with that one? So we'll put the bio over on the right-hand side, okay? But this is kind of, we'll do name course, right? Good. And then this is where maybe you already have a name. You can fill it in now if you'd like. Maybe not, okay? And then we have likes and dislikes. Nice. Now, if you guys want to add, does anyone have an idea of what they may want to add aside from their bio and likes and dislikes? I don't know. Like I said, nemesises maybe, nemesises, right? And we'll just leave it at that for now, okay? And then what we'll do is, if you can do this, as mentioned, I will just update the template because I'm finding that quick bio, how do you put in one line? How are you going to do, like, what is a quick bio anyway? I was getting a little carried away there. All right. So check out what I did there, everybody. I went and I selected on the line. So twofold. Yeah, I know this is kind of like, okay. Selecting on the line, I just did it at a force of habit, but I wanted to call it out. Selecting the line, remember, will now allow me to draw a line with the exact same thickness, the exact same color. Cool, eh? Also, if I was working away at something and I'm like, oh, you know, if I'm on, say, the Angry Bird layer, right? Let me just, there we go. So say I'm on my angry design and blah, 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 I'm working away over here and I'm like, oh shoot, I need to add something to that template I forgot about. Instead of going up here, we can go Command, click, check it out. Project, it takes you right to the project details layer. Now, not only does it do that, but it also allows me to put that line in, right? And so I can just go ahead and put that line in like so. Neat, eh? All right. So I would then copy this over like so. And then this is where we do our quick bio from here, okay? So I would like to see something would be here, okay? That'd be awesome. And maybe I will do up a little bio for my Violet Von Purple for this template we're working on now. All right, but I will make sure that it's updated for you. But you guys are good. You guys are doing it now. So I'm hoping it's all completed. And in essence, everyone, that is it. That's good. That's golden. Okay. Now notice I didn't do a paragraph. I did a line for the quick bio. You guys may know, or I'm not sure, but you guys can go in. If at any time you want to create a line of copy into a paragraph and vice versa, this is actually a neat little trick. If you select on the line of copy, so go ahead, hit Command for a second. Command, click on quick bio. Now Command again, okay, or keep Command held down. There's a little line right here. Notice this, and it says a +T or a extend out. If you double click on it, what you've done is you've made a text box, or I went back actually. So try that again. Click. Notice. So one, right? Click, click. It goes to a fill or a non-filled in circle. Click, click. Filled in circle. Click, click. So one is your main copy as a line. Click, click. Solid little dot here is telling you now, check it out, I can make a paragraph. How cool. So if you ever get into it and you've already got a line done and you're like, oh, Mitch told me to make a paragraph, or you have to do a paragraph, it's a neat little transition to do that. just with that little button. And you guys are like, wow, that was a lot of information to make a text box like so, right? But just so you're aware, text box may be preferred here, right? Because then we can, right, it will then take us down the line like so. Yeah, and you can fill that in. All right, so that's that, everybody. Now, let's go here. And if you want, you can open up, let me just lock this down and we'll just swap through our layers again, make sure everything's good, right? We've got our project details. That looks really nice, okay? Command semicolon, have a look at it, right? And it's a little bit, I feel like I'm missing something down here a little bit. I find like it needs something, I don't know what, but it does. And maybe what I can do is we could even put the Angry Birds logo down here. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be a beautiful filler, and also just call out that it is an Angry Bird. Now, we can, of course, just grab an image. It'd be great to actually draw it. Shoot, I should have done that today, because this is all we needed to do today. Today was just making sure that you got your template set up. But we could even draw the Angry Birds logo, the type, and then bring the type in down here. Wouldn't that be fun? That's really simple, but it's a great pen exercise. And then maybe on Thursday, what we can do is work with my sketch to do something like this together, okay? How's that sound? I think that sounds good. You guys are like, dude, just move on. Okay, but I think we're golden here. What I did want to show you, Mike, great call out, because I do get this every project. People will put in an image instead of their vector art. So please don't do that. We want to make sure, and you can call this out, it does call it out here, my custom Angry Bird is what I call this layer. So if you want to create a layer, so there's no mistake, nice, my custom Angry Bird, yeah? That is where we are going to do this. We're going to go in, I'm going to find my Angry Bird right here. There it is, right? And I'm going to grab this, Command C, yeah? Go in here, make sure we're on my custom, Command V. You know, I talked about the layer and how it created layers for me. Shit, I know why. I wasn't going to show this to you. There's a thing called paste remember layers down here. We used to use it at Adidas all the time because we would work from template to template to template to template, meaning we'd have a youth jersey, a women's jersey, and a men's jersey. We would ensure that each and every one of our templates were named, our layers were 100% named exactly the same. And we had hundreds of templates for design and, of course, from gender, right? Paste remember layers, check it out. What it does is it does exactly that. When you paste it into a layer, an object, or one object to another, or oh my gosh, one document to another, notice what happens here is it remembers the layers. So this can be really handy if you're, again, working in templates and you want to maintain an XL size for the template from, right? And you want to duplicate anyway. Oh my goodness. I hope that I typically wouldn't, I don't show you guys this because it can throw you off. And it did. Remember I had layer 1 that popped up randomly and I'm like, where the hell did layer 1 come from? It's because I had remember layers on and it added layer 1 for me when I brought it in. Then when I brought it in again, it remembered layer 1 was there and it kept it there. So it didn't add another, anyway, you guys are like, oh my God. Let's not paste remember layers. That is there. And I want to just show you why it's happening for me. And you guys are like, well, mine's not clicked on. So it's all good. Long story short, I'm good. I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. I'm just fine. Command C. Now, let me just undo here for a bit. Go back, make sure that when you're all done your Angry Bird, hey, that's what I want, okay? So you will find though, that's kind of a good little tip. You will find that your custom Angry Bird now, right, went right from that layer onto the layer you were on. Now, if we click it down into the sub, notice what happens. It basically breaks everything up into pieces, doesn't it? This is where, again, does it really matter now? No, because this is a template. I'm not using this as my working file, right? This is my final file. This is my working file, right? Right here. So what I would do in this case, and we can do, you know what? Let's go through, I was going to say, we can go through the process together on Thursday. But remember, we will have a 5x5. And if you want to do this even with me now, why not? You might not be there here on, right? 5x5, my bird, right? 5x5 in inches, all good. One artboard, hit create. This is your working file, okay? So we all following along, okay? Sorry, I took a little segue there. I do apologize. And so this is Command Shift or Command S. We're going to go into vector. So find the folder, your vector folder. I'm going to go in here into my assignments, into project 2, custom bird. This is your working, my bird AI. Yes, save. Make sure you have a copy of that saved into your working folder. Yeah. Now this is the one that we will grab this, drag and drop. Good, eh? You may have sketches now that you want to start with. Awesome. This is how I would recommend we do it. Bring it in, lock it down, yeah? But before we lock it down, we know we've done this many times before. Links, right? And just make sure you are linked in, not the program, but the image. Okay? This is a Photoshop. Oh, you want a JPEG, of course. I actually embedded a PSD file. Good job. So there we go, right? Then we double click, template. And I'm just getting you guys set up for yours. Please don't do this. We'll do this on Thursday, okay? Sound good? So we've got that. Now, again, Command S, save. But that'll be, of course, when you're ready to start sketching or once you bring your sketch in. As mentioned, we'll come back to this on Thursday, okay? And I'll just save that as is, blank 5x5. And then we'll go here. Now, this is your final. We'll do this again on Thursday together, okay? So even, I guess if you want to grab your, it won't really work if you try to follow along with me and do your Angry Bird at the same time. I'm trying to think if there's a way that we can do this, that it works. But this in essence is what we want to hand in, okay? And even I guess if you leave the circle on there, you can. Typically that looks so much better, right? Remember we looked like first week together in proximity and crap, not first week, but we talked about, right? And how this looks constrained. He's kind of contained, right? Like break free. There he is, right? So you guys can break free, okay? Now, just check it. We've still got copy in here, don't we? Make sure you don't leave in non-essential copy. So we get rid of that for this, okay? All right, cool. Happy? Everyone's good? I'm going to stop that. I'm going to check out the chat. I'm going to go get a coffee. Then what we can do is I'm going to find the Angry Birds type logo and we're going to draw that because why the heck not? That's a beauty exercise. And then next Thursday or this coming Thursday, what we can do is work on this one together. If you want to join me, again, I think it's going to be more an optional. I'm just waiting to hear back, but I'm pretty sure it is. And then that again will be either a working period for you if you want to come out and just again brush up our skills, keep working on our skills. I'm hoping that the Thursday, for stitches was helpful. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay. So I'm going to stop share. How are we making out? Are we still in? Oh, everyone's still here. Good job, everybody. I did not expect that. So good news. I'm going to, yeah, stop that video. Are there any questions? Did we get our template set up? Sorry, what you may want to do, I just stopped screen share here for a sec. And maybe I'll just go back in it for a second. What I think we may or should do, sorry, before we move on, is let's do Command Shift S or Command S, sorry. And even if you Command S it, it should open up to a new because we haven't, oh my God, Mitch, good job. We haven't saved it. right? Don't do that, right? So I'm going to take a step back, right, into my assignments. Custom bird to client is the one that I want now. So I'm saving this template, right? Good. I have mine basically done. Minus, I'm going to have maybe that bird, right? And then what I'd like to do is take this. It's an AI file. Keep the working in AI. Keep the to client as PDF. Amazing. This is also what I need to hand in. Sound good? So we're going to save that right now. Save. And mine just opens up in preview, right? And you can have a look at it, right? Take a step back, check it out, and then make sure. Now you'll notice something whack kind of happened here on my preview. And so, because it's actually 3/4 too big. And so I'm going to just do this for a sec. Isn't it? Am I losing my mind? Try that again. Oh my goodness. It's actually giving it to the bleed. Isn't that interesting? Oh my goodness. What the hell? All right. So we have the bleed that's on there. It added an 1/8 and an 1/8, right? So it actually gave us the preview of the bleed in it, which is interesting. And that's going to be in your settings, your PDF settings. Anyway, when you save it. Regardless, it's all good. You can use your default, okay? And we want to just make sure that that PDF is saved, okay? Now I'm going to go back in here and just find out where that kind of use document bleed settings, right? So it has bleed on it, of course, and it's a white page, so that makes sense. You know what, either or, if you have it on or you have it off, it doesn't matter, but that does kind of throw me. And the reason, and okay, this is a good exercise as well. Command Option P. So do that with me now, if you could, okay? And in this case, I'm making a PDF. I don't want live area or bleeds. You guys notice Command Option P opens up this document setting. Make our bleed 0 and hit OK. Ah, that's better. Yeah. Now Command S. And then we should be good. And that's the old one. Sorry. Shut it down. And then we'll save as again. I said save. Save as. Oh my goodness. To client. Save. Yeah. Replace. Make sure marks and bleeds don't matter now because we made it 0. Ah, that's better. Whoo! Sorry, everybody. That's probably how we want to do it, yeah. And now you'll find that we have that set at, check it out, 11.8.5. Okay, so if you're finding that it's way too big, the artboard's way too big, if you leave your bleed on and it's like 11.25 by 8.75, I'm not going to dock marks. Okay, I'll know that you set it up properly. It's just that your bleed is off. Okay, I'm also going to open these up in Illustrator just so you guys are aware. So I'm still going to be able to open it up even though it is a PDF, but just kind of keep that in mind. So I'm going to end it there. We now have our final saved. I've placed mine. You guys will fill this info in when you're all done. Okay, we'll come back, maybe spend an hour. We can do the Angry Bird logo together because I think that would be fun. And then now the next step for you guys is to utilize this at the very end. Yeah. So hopefully that worked for everybody. I might lock down my project. Actually, yeah, lock that down. Let's Command S. That's saving it there as my final. And I know that I saved an AI version of it as well. So now I can go in and close this all down. And then we can come back to this next week. Are there any questions about that? Sorry, I kind of did a segue there, just figuring out my PDF settings. And I'm not going to save that. And redraw. Sorry, I don't need to record this. Stop share. Okay, cool. So I'm going to stop share now. Bye. Bye, everybody. So hopefully you found that good. We can get through. You guys can then complete your template anyway. And then the heavy lifting has to happen. Yeah, we need to do sketches. So have fun with it. And yeah, enjoy. So I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes maybe. You guys get a coffee, have a break, go hug Nana. Would be good if you have Nana nearby. All right.